Test, 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 test. Test, 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 test. Test, test, test. Okay, we are live. This is the YVR Airliners Live show. My name is Henry Tenby. It's 12 noon exactly. We're at Vancouver International Airport. I've been away for a bit, and I've got a focus issue, unfortunately. It's very strange. Could be because of the backlit situation, I'm not sure. Check the lens to see what's going on here. American Airlines. Zoom, the camera is very slow to focus. It's very strange. Yeah. There's a range here that the camera. Wow. That is very strange. Don't know what's happening with our focus. Maybe it'll settle down on us, I hope. Just have to play it by ear. Camera hasn't been used for 3 weeks, as you know. I've been away. But right there, I wonder if a setting got changed. Frankfurt. Yeah, every time I touch the focus, it just goes far out of focus. It's very frustrating. restarting the camera. I'll turn it on and off pretty quick. Okay, we'll see if the restart can help us. Looks better. That's better. Seems to be a bit better now that I've restarted the camera. Yeah, it's better. Definitely better. The restart has helped, for sure. That was very strange. I hope that situation doesn't come back, but at least the restart, for whatever reason, brought the camera's focus back into a normal operation. So I want to thank the mods for suggesting that to me. Makes a big difference. Again, I'm just trying to get myself used to the camera here. It's pretty windy, actually. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah, much better. The camera restart made a big difference on the focus. Absolutely. It's a good suggestion. It's rolling out to the end, right to the very end, actually. You can see how clear it is. It's quite windy. I don't know, maybe 15-20 knots, but for our purposes, it is quite windy. But you can see the chop in the water. There's quite a bit of chop in the water out there. You can see the white caps in the distance. Vancouver Island, very clear in the background there. When I woke up this morning and checked the flight radar for YVR, they were actually taking off on this side, which was quite neat to see. Obviously, it didn't last long, but they were doing departures right here. Same thing, runway 26, but they were doing the 26. Oh, look at the windsock there. They were doing the departures on this side for whatever reason. I don't know. Noise abatement. Hard to say. We've got another aircraft setting up on approach. And we're lost. There we are. What have we got? It's still a ways out, so. Reset definitely helped the focus. The camera's able to hold focus for us, which is great. It's very good. So let me just figure out what's coming in. Let's just have a look what this is. It's from Toronto. It's Porter Airlines, actually. Flight 305, Embraer. I'll very gently bring the camera around to the approach end of runway 26 for us. Obviously, we're on full backlit situation today because it's completely sunny. This spot is facing south, so obviously better when we're in full cloud situation. But in full sun situation, it is backlit. It is what it is. And here's our Embraer arriving from Toronto. Nice. aircraft setting up on approach. Let's try to figure out what it is here in a second. Let's see what it is. It's United Airlines 737-900 coming in from International Airport Houston. It's United Airlines flight 1265. So I'll move the camera around shortly. You can see I've got company. My good friend Andy is set up with his chair down there. Andy and I have been spotting together here at YVR since the early 80s, so Andy came out as well to put some time in. Always good to see Andy. There we go. United Airlines. Nice. Very cool. Okay, we got a heavy on approach, so I'm just going to bring the camera around so that I'm set up for the heavy. 1 second. What is it? Let's figure out what it is. It's Korean Airlines, flight 071 from Seoul. It's a Dreamliner, so that should be nice to see. Always nice to see Korean Airlines. Oh wow! Hey, because it's windy and pretty cool. It's only about, I think, 12 or 13 degrees. The battery's already down to 69%. So, yeah, the weather has changed quite dramatically since I was last with you, before I was away on my holiday. The wing angle on the Dreamliner, very cool. It's like a bird. Isn't that nice? Beautiful. Spoilers deployed beautifully on cue. Puff of smoke from the nose gear. And there's the rollout for us. U.S. swing gates. Well, that was a challenging start. Thank you, Venkman7. Venkman7 has gifted one Airliners Live membership. Thank you so much, Venkman. Very much appreciate it. And also, Venkman7 has just donated $5. Thank you so much for that. Venkman says, welcome back, Henry. Saw your tour to the Amsterdam show. Very cool, yes. Indeed, I was in I'll tell you guys all about that here in a bit. Thank you again, Venkman, for the extra $5 donation. It's very kind of you. Very much appreciate that.
In front of us. We've got another aircraft on approach. Yeah, I've got a lot to tell you. I've got a lot to tell you guys about my trip. It was great fun. Got to fly British Airways A350 out of Vancouver. I was booked on the Lufthansa 747-400 on the 11th of September. But the airplane went tech. The 747 Lufthansa canceled out of Frankfurt. So no departure and no arrival of the Lufthansa 47. So Lufthansa put me on British Airways on the A350, and it was awesome. That was top marks. That was wonderful. So yeah, they flew me from Vancouver to Heathrow, and then connected me over on a British Airways A320 over to Amsterdam on the 12th. It was a good flight. Very comfortable. For 19 months on Airliners Live. Thank you for your support, Janet, and congratulations. It's awesome. Yeah. Well, as I say, it's been a while since I've been here, and Joan Tunnicliffe has gifted one Airliners Live membership. Thank you, Joan. That's very kind of you for your donation. Yeah. Pulling into gate 68. Korean Airlines from Seoul. Yeah, I had a really good trip. The Amsterdam show was fantastic. So fantastic that the organizers are planning to do it again in February. So if you go to aviationfair.com, you'll get the full details. And I certainly plan to attend, God willing. And I got to meet Kevin D. It was fantastic. Had a great visit with Kevin D. He was there both days. And Niels Dam, our Amsterdam correspondent, of course, was also present, and congratulations to Niels on his flight training. For those of you that might be aware, or he was in the final stages of his pilot training to become a commercial pilot, and he got through all those tests while I was there. So yeah, Niels Dam is now a commercial airline pilot. We've got a Q400 here, setting up nicely. Inbound from Fort St. John is the Jazz 368 service. Bit of struggle with the wind England, but nothing like what you guys have in the UK. Nice. Battery is at 60%. Yeah, so it was good to hang out with Niels, Kevin D. And I did film a 50-minute walking tour of the show, of the Amsterdam show, and that streams on my Jetflix TV channel. It's a live stream. It was a live stream. I live streamed it. So if you want to see what it was like at the Amsterdam show, head over to my Jetflix TV channel and click on the live stream tab, and you'll be able to see my 50-minute walkthrough of the show. It'll give you a good idea of the kind of stuff that's available and just how extensive that show really is. So if you're thinking of attending and you're curious what's available there for sale, my video will give you about as good idea as you could possibly have without being there in person. And that is the video that Venkman 7 was referring to, my video tour of the show. So yeah, it's an awesome show. Biggest show in the world. And in February, they're going to move the show back to the Van der Valk Hotel, the Amsterdam Schiphol Van der Valk Hotel. So that's going to be great. And of course, in February, it's going to be easier to get there. In theory, flights will be less full. Certainly, the hotel is a lot cheaper. It's about half the price. It was close to 200 euros a night. And for the February show, I think it's around 100 or 110 euros a night. So it's about half the price for the Van der Valk Hotel. If you book through the aviationfair.com website, you can get a special rate for show attendees. I know you guys have a show in Manchester, Aviation Fair as well. I'd love to attend it. That would be awesome. Okay. Let's see. What else have we got going on here in the chat? Sorry guys, I've just been getting myself back in shape here behind the camera. So just getting re-familiarized with everything. Building my confidence up again. So thank you very much for posting the Amsterdam Fair video, Chester Mike posted into the chat. And it's a 51-minute live stream. So as I say, it'll give you a very good idea of what the show is like. And right now we have a Westjet Q400 coming in from Terrace. It's the Westjet 3106. I'll move the camera around for us. Yeah, you can see how sunny it is. So again, I do apologize for the backlit, the back lighting here. There we go. Landing nicely, Q400. Uneventful landing. Reverse pitch. You can see the props go into reverse pitch there. Very easy to see when the pitch. Yeah, there you go. There's every time the pitch changes on those props, it's visually noticeable. Gel in the background. They'll be leaving probably in a few hours. They landed as I was setting up. Ooh, heavy taxi out. 777-200 Air Canada. See where that's going to. 1 second here and we'll figure that out. It's heading to Toronto as the Air Canada 108. No surprises there. Nice way to fly to Toronto. The triple. That's very cool. Very nice way to travel. Beats an narrow body. We've got another Q400 on approach, this time from Prince George, Air Canada Jazz. Bring the camera around. close. Battery's at 56%. For those who might be wondering, I'm keeping an eye on that. So I will bring the camera around for that approach and landing view. There it is. Westjet coming in. It's a Bombardier A350. I don't have visual with it, but it is apparently on approach. Coming over the Bridgeport area right now, Bridgeport Road. Should be in 1 minute. Ah, there we go. I've got landing lights. So that's our next arrival. This Bombardier Challenger. As soon as it gets a little bit closer, I'll just point the camera over at it. And yeah, let's just see what we can do here with this BizJet. There it is. You can see the landing lights. It's a very small aircraft. Probably only about 8 or 10 seats. You know what I noticed, which is pretty good, because it's cooler, we don't have the heat distortion. Much less heat distortion. We have it, but a heck of a lot less than when it was 15 degrees warmer. Way less heat distortion, so that's a good thing. Boy, that airplane's floating. 50% on the battery. Yeah, it's nice to see. Five spotters. We've got an aircraft on approach. What is it? From Calgary. It's an Air Canada Max. It's the Air Canada Flight 213. That's good. Right here at YVR to the max. There it is. Setting up quite nicely. Okay, well, I hope everybody's doing well. This is the Airliners Live show. My name's Henry Tenby. It's a fabulous day. Blue sky. Just a few puffy clouds, actually. Otherwise, severe clear from one side of the sky to the other. From east to west, it's completely clear. So this is runway 26 right arrivals and runway 26 left departures day. And quite windy. I wouldn't say very windy, but there's definitely wind, and you can hear the whistle in the mic. And it's good to be back. I've been away for 2 weeks and 3 weekends. I was over in Europe. I went over to attend the Amsterdam Aviation Fair, which was a 2-day mega aviation collectible show. It's 5th year, actually. And I've attended all of the shows. And after that, I was in Amsterdam for several days. Then I was over in Turkey, and then came back via Heathrow as well on Wednesday. So it was a really good trip. Got to fly in the British Airways A350 out of YVR because my Lufthansa 747-400 was cancelled, which was a bummer, but it was a very nice consolation to have the British Airways flight. It was good to fly British Airways, actually, all the way. Connected in Heathrow onto an A320 Terminal 5 over to Amsterdam on the 12th. The weather was absolutely fantastic. I took a jacket with, and I never wore it once in 2 weeks. It was hot everywhere. Healthy 20s everywhere in Europe. Even in London, when was it? On Tuesday? Yeah, it was quite warm. So I haven't really experienced this cold weather, or this cooler weather, until I got back here to Vancouver. And we do have an approach. So let's move the camera around to the approach right now and see what it is. What have we got?
American Airlines A319 from LAX. So, not such a huge airplane, but nice nonetheless. Nice greaser shot too. Funny noise it just made. That choosh. A bit different. See landing lights as well down there, far down to the east. See some landing lights coming our way. Battery's at 43%. Well, I see some familiar faces. Hello, everybody. Jenny Watts, Pauline B, Ronnie Middlehurst, Kevin, Matt Smith, Tom and Ann, 1234, Paula. Wow, Chester Mike, of course. Hello, Tony Rivers. And Paula Dane says, will I go to the aviation show in February? That is the plan, yes. I have booked a table at the Amsterdam Aviation Fair in February. So, as I say, God willing, I'll be there. It'll be fun. The weather will definitely be cooler. I mean, it could even be, close to freezing at that time, but it'll be fun. It'll be cozy. It's always nice to be in Amsterdam. I love Amsterdam. So, but yes, Paula, I'm definitely planning to be there. I've got another aircraft landing. I'm just going to zoom over to the approach to see what it is. Sorry about that, guys. Fast movement of the camera there. Let's see what this is. It's from Edmonton. It's an Air Canada A319. So. Quite nice. Oh yeah. A little bit of rock and roll there on the landing. Battery's at 41%. It has not escaped my gaze. And we got a Q400 next, so let's just bring the camera over to that. The Q400 is coming from Victoria, Air Canada Jazz 154. It's the flight number. landing here. We've got another Porter coming from Ottawa. Okay, wow. So Porter's flying Vancouver, Ottawa. I didn't know that. So we've got Porter coming from Ottawa, and then behind it is a Flare 737 coming from Waterloo, Ontario, of all the strange places. That's kind of neat. So yeah, we've got, there's my friend Andy enjoying the day. And then we've got some spotters camped out here enjoying the day as well. So there's 5 of us here, which is awesome. This looks good. Oh yeah, beautiful. Nice stuff. Parking here. Well, when I parked, there was only myself and one other car, but that was my car and Andrew's car. But now there's 3 other people here, so I don't know what the parking is like. I'm gonna guess there's probably room. It's just my educated guess that we probably have room, because there's room for 6. 1, 2, 3. No, there's room for 6 cars here. So I would say there's a bike. Somebody's on a bike as well, one of the spotters. So I think we have room at the spot at this moment. This is Flare from Waterloo, Ontario. Something coming in here which looks different to me. Yeah, it is a bizjet. Naturally, it's a bizjet. Zoom her in, and I'll try and get an ident on this for us. No, it's not a bizjet. It's another Flare from Edmonton. Wow, double flares.
weather out there. I'm going to zoom in and see if I can. Yeah, you can see the white caps in the water. Major white. There's some boats, sailing boats, but you can definitely see the water is white cap. Major white caps. Because the wind. Wow. That's cool. Paula Danes. It is cool. I know. I appreciate that you are missing Vancouver, but hopefully you'll get to come here soon. You'll come back soon, and you'll be able to see how things have changed. And what else is happening? Not coming to TAS. The Aviation. That's the British. That TAS. TAS. Is that the Manchester Aviation Fair? Maybe. Might be the abbreviations for that. Okay, Venkman says there's another porter coming. It's headed to Victoria. Wow. And that's it. Yeah, Vancouver Whitecaps, the old soccer team. That's correct. Yeah, we call it soccer, football in the UK, but yeah, same sport. And those are real white caps in the background there in the strait. Look at the windsock. It's completely standing up there. So we've got another airplane on approach. Slowly bring the camera around. Maybe we'll point it at Japan Airlines while I get my bearings. Figure out what this is. It's a Westjet coming from Calgary, 737-800. Let's see, I'll zoom in and get it. There it is. Wonky wings for us. A little bit of rock and roll. Very quickly when it's cool like this. So battery's at 29%. I think when it gets down to 20, I'll do the battery change because it can go from 20 to 0 instantly. So probably in the next few minutes, it's going to be down at 20%. driving on the freeway in the U.S., you'll see, just everywhere, huge flags flying, right? They're the size of football patches almost. They're just massive. I wish we had bigger flags. Okay, the battery's bled off. We're going to do a countdown, guys. Hang on, 10. Bear with me. We're going to battery change right now. So just take it back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll be back in just a second. Hang on, guys. The camera set up on the tripod. Just give me 1 second. That's about right, I think. Okay. Yeah, better. Okay, so we're back to 100% on the battery, which is good news. Thank you very much. Speedy Gonzalez, yes. Back 5x5. Terrific. And let's see what's happening on the field. Over at the Air Canada Jazz area. There we go. Come on, come on. Better. Oh, here comes something taxiing out. American Airlines. Right now it's actually not too bad, but if you're wondering what that sound is, that is what it is. So yeah, well, it's kind of let's see on the departure side what's going on here. Yeah, no departures either, really. Right now we're on a little bit of a quiet patch. No departures, no arrivals for the next little while, so let's kind of follow this guy out. It will pick up. So Viha Mita says, I'm loving the stream. I actually watch all your live streams. Well, Vihan, thanks for watching the show. Glad you're enjoying it. I'm sorry that our traffic has gotten a little bit quiet right now, but we will be here for another 2 hours probably. So we're just 1 hour into the stream today, and we'll probably, as I say, we'll probably be here till about 3 o'clock Vancouver time. So that's about another 2 hours, and hopefully it'll get nice and busy for us. Usually does. So hopefully some of you guys will continue to hang out with me here. Just be patient for something else to present itself eventually. I'm sure it will. Yeah, it's interesting. Well, what else? I'm just trying to think of what else I can tell you. Yeah, the weather in Europe was really good. As I say, London, Amsterdam, Istanbul, good weather. Really good weather. I took a jacket with, and I never wore it for the entire 2 weeks. So it was just dead weight. So very pleasant, actually. And I flew Anadolu Jet, which is the lower cost subsidiary of Turkish Airlines. I flew Anadolu Jet from Amsterdam to Istanbul Sabiha Gökçen Airport. That was nice. I had a nice seat, empty seat between myself, the window seat, and the aisle. So that was good. No complaints. And I did some spotting at Amsterdam Airport with Niels. When was that? That was on the Friday of the setup before the show. What was that? Friday the 16th, maybe? Something like that. Yeah, so we were at the Polderbaan doing some spotting, and that was good. Always good fun at the Polderbaan. I love that location. So, yeah, Niels and I just parked the car there in the parking lot, and then we just walked to the left down to the touchdown point, really, and it was great. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Flying Peacocks, thank you for gifting one Airliners Live membership. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So, yeah. And Martin's watching from the first time in Wales. Thank you for joining our show, Martin. Yeah, it is breezy. Definitely breezy. And cool. It's about 12 degrees, something like that. But as I say, I've got layers on, so I'm okay. But Vancouver's definitely gotten cool. You know, it's cooled quite dramatically while I was away. So yeah. And Craig McKinnon is watching from Halifax, Nova Scotia. And Craig says, hoping to get out to do some plane spotting at Halifax tomorrow. Well, I hope it goes well, Craig. And Michael K asks, is Sabiha Gökçen Airport a bit smaller than the main airport? Yeah, it is. It has a old Ataturk Airport vibe to it, so I like it. But it is a bit smaller, right? I don't know how much smaller, whether it's half the size or 30% the size or 60%, but it is smaller than the new airport that they've built. So, but it's good. You know, it's about equidistant as well to get to the city center. You know, it's the same going from Sabiha Gökçen Airport to Istanbul city center as it is going from the new Istanbul airport to city center, whether you're taking a car or transport, metro, whatever. I think they're both about similar journeys in terms of time. So we finally have an aircraft on approach. It's a CRJ, Air Canada Jazz Flight 595 from Sacramento, the capital of California. So that is setting up on approach right now. And there's somebody posted a link on the Polderbaan. Thank you, Mike. That'll give everybody a good idea of what the Polderbaan's all about. It's a fantastic spotting location. Really good, actually. I love it. Here's our Saskatoon arrival. Nice. Nicely done. When the wind isn't blowing, it's quite warm, actually. It's comfortable. It's just the wind right here. When the wind picks up, it's coming in right off the water, so it's cool. So as long as the wind isn't there, it's really quite pleasant. Absolutely. Yeah, greaser shot. How was the transatlantic flight catering? It was really good, actually. It was delicious. I actually booked business class using my points on Lufthansa for the 747-400. So that was a splurge because I wanted to sample. I wanted to be in business class on the Lufthansa 747-400. So I was disappointed that I never got my 747-400 ride, but I did get a British Airways A350 business class ride. And I have to say, the whole experience was 20 out of 10 on British Airways. The food was absolutely fantastic. The little area that my seat was in was terrific. They've got this door that closes and it becomes like a little private cubicle, which is really nice. And I slept. The bed was super comfortable, but the meal choices, I had the salmon starter, which was like a lox kind of starter, catered out of Vancouver, but it was delicious. And I had the fish. I think it was cod that they served, but I really enjoyed it. And for breakfast, it was eggs in a tortilla wrap and other stuff like not porridge, but it was good. It was very, very good. As I say, it was a 20 out of 10 product that British Airways has in the A350 business class. Highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. Very good care of me, Martin. Indeed, they did. The flight attendant, after they served the main course and prepared the cabin for the evening crossing, the flight attendants came through and asked each passenger if they wanted to be woken for breakfast, which I did. So at that point is where they close the door. There's as I say, there's a door, a sliding door, which you can open and close. But they closed the doors, put us into our cubicles, and I slept like a log. I slept very, very well, and it's a very nice splurge. And as I say, I was disappointed that I wasn't getting the Lufthansa 747. Maybe there'll be another chance for that another day. But getting a British Airways A340 was also A350. It was also a very, very nice consolation prize. So, hello, Big Al, and hello, Direct Aerospace. Was it a club suite? I don't know what they call it. It was business class. There were about 20
20 rows of it on the A350. The first 20 rows, the first 2 cabins on the A350 of British Airways are configured with the same seats. They're lay flat beds, and as I say, I don't know what the terminology of the service is, but it was a lay flat bed with a sliding door. Club class, perhaps. Yeah, no, I didn't snore, actually. It was very, very comfortable. There was nobody snoring on the flight, actually. Sometimes, of course, you do get loud snoring, but no, not on this particular crossing. Oh, Alex says, yeah, he flew it too, and like the service. It's very easy to get used to, I'll say that. Again, with Lufthansa, with the 747-400, I have been in that business class as well, and it's nice, but the seats are, you've got you and then you've got another seat right beside you, so you do have to, climb over if you're on the window side, which is where I would have been, you do have to climb over the person's feet kind of beside you if you're going to use the bathroom, etc. But I don't mind that, for a 747-400, that's a small price to pay. But yeah, on the A350, it's your own cubicle, so no climbing over passengers that are on the aisle side of the row. So no rock and roll. Nice stuff. The reason why I put the aircraft at the top of the frame like that is because it minimizes the vignetting effect, or the backlit effect, the camera. If I put it down below, it gets, see what I mean? Whereas if I put it like that, it's less backlit. So that's kind of why I'm framing the aircraft towards the top of the frame, is to minimize the backlit situation. Battery's at 74%. Kind of good. Hopefully we'll get some heavies in here. Heavies are nice, but usually we'll see a Lufthansa 747. I'm not sure if it's coming in today. And we see a British Airways from Gatwick, amongst other things. So hopefully we'll get some good stuff here. Let's hope. Okay, so there's something light coming in. Something's quite small. I'll move the camera around, and let's see what it is. Looks like a private airplane. No, it's a Beech 1900 of Pacific Coastal. Looks like that, or is it a medevac? Or a medevac? Well, we'll see here in a second as it gets closer into the frame. I'll go with, I think it's Pacific Coastal. Yeah, it's Pacific Coastal. Beech 1900D. Stretched upper deck, as I call it.
is at 70%. Yeah, so what else have we got happening here with you guys? 24 years old, thank you, Chester Mike, on the Beach 1900. Well, Venkman, thanks for tuning in, and you have a good afternoon, Venkman, and thank you very much for those 2 donations. That was very, very kind and very generous of you. Thanks again, Venkman, and we'll see you next time. And let's welcome Chris Scapulu. Hello, Chris Scapulu. Thank you for tuning in. And we've got Kenwatt 100 and Direct Aerospace. Direct Aerospace says that Lufthansa is scheduled to arrive in an hour and 50 minutes. So call it 2 hours from now. So that's roughly around 3:10. So probably I'll end the show. Yeah, Chris says the Lufthansa is due in at 15:10. So that's probably when I'll end the show on that arrival, most likely. So that's kind of how I will do things. Reinhard Nair says it's a 747-800. Well, no, he asks a question. No, I've never seen a 747-800 of Lufthansa in Vancouver. It's been 400s, unless they sub an 800, which would be nice. It's always a 400 into Vancouver, so probably a 400. Hello, Sam. Thanks for joining the show, Sam Donison. And I'm just scouring. I'm scouring my flight radar. We've got a Q400 coming in from Kelowna, -8400. It's the Westjet 3325. I'll bring the camera around to it momentarily. Oh, we've got Air Canada taxing out from the Horseshoe triple. No, it's a 787. What is it? That's a 787, not a triple. So anyhow, on the landing, here's our Westjet from Kelowna. Stops quite quickly, doesn't it? That wind allows it to slow down pretty dramatically. Oh, there's a heavy taking off on the other side. Look at, boy, was that ever airborne quickly. How many of the Canadian airports? That's something to do when I'm on a flight to pass the time. But no, I don't know how many of them I've actually visited. But what would be my favorite Canadian airport? Probably my hometown airport, YVR. It's going to be YVR. Just because it is my home, and there are quite a few photo vantage spots around the field, and we do have
good mix of airplanes and lots of float planes as well. We've got the South Terminal. I grew up at the South Terminal. So, yeah, I'm going to say it's Vancouver will be my favorite hometown airport for Canada. Thank you, Hungry Gaming. It's good to be back. Simon Webb says, I'd love to see a VC-10 arrive. We did have I do have photos, cover slides. The RAF brought the VC-10 in to Vancouver in the early 2000s, and then they also brought it in from Calgary in about 2011, and I filmed a DVD called YVR VC-10 or VC-10 in Canada. And that's a DVD that I filmed in high definition. What happened? VC-10 went tech in Calgary, and it was too cold for them to do the maintenance in Calgary, so they ferried the airplane to Vancouver, the VC-10, and they spent several days doing various tests and engine runs and whatnot. And I had a connection with the RAF. I knew a pilot, commander. I can't. What was his name? Andy Townsend, actually, was his name. And I was able to film the aircraft while they were doing the maintenance and engine runs here at YVR. So that was kind of unique. That was the closest I ever got to being on a live VC-10. They did have a VC-10 at Bruntingthorpe for the live taxi, and I purchased tickets on it for March of 2020, but something got in the way, and that was the bloody pandemic. So they canceled it, and of course Bruntingthorpe is no more. The live Fastjets taxi is ancient history, and I never did get my my live taxi on the VC-10. I would have paid it. I would have paid a lot of money for that. Super important for me to have done that, and I did. I had it booked. I had my seat booked for the Bruntingthorpe VC-10 live taxi, but not to be, unfortunately. That is such a shame that they've closed the Bruntingthorpe airport to the live taxi demonstrations that they had there. Cold War jets. That was I attended it once, and I did film. I had extensive filming privileges, and I was on board the Comet for the live taxi and Nimrod as well, and that was absolutely amazing. And I did film extensively, and I have published various clips on that, and they're on my Jetflix TV service as well, those videos. And but I've yet to publish the full meal deal on the Comet, so that's on my to-do list. But yeah, the full meal deal on the Comet was good because I had GoPro cameras attached to the exterior of the Comet in various locations, so I had the live audio from the cockpit, and I also had the sound of the engines starting, filmed right from the outside with cameras mounted on the aircraft. It was fantastic. Avon engines. I love the sound of Avon engines. It's not a sound that exists in Canada. 4 Avon engines on a Comet. It's just a sound that is so rare, and you guys had it in England, and it doesn't exist anymore. Those airplanes are in a compound at Bruntingthorpe Airfield, and who knows? I mean, there's a lot of online chat about it, but I don't think those airplanes will ever run again. Sadly, very sadly. That was an amazing thing, Cold War jets. I'm just so grateful that I got to be there for one of those days. Well, know, Simon, you're lucky you flew a VC-10 Malta to Bryce Norton in 75. Paula says Granddad was a squadron leader. The RAF. Wow. Some amazing accomplishments there that he experienced. Large airplane. Let's see where it's going. Let's see if we can figure this out. It's heading to Narita. This is the Air Canada Flight 3 heading to Narita, Japan. Just about ready to start taxiing on its own steam. Glenn's Aviation says, wish he had a chance to fly in a TriStar. Well, I've got lots of TriStar rides. I would have loved to have had a VC-10 ride. Oh my God, I would have just been in heaven to have a VC-10 ride. Again, even though I couldn't have the VC-10 ride, to have the live taxi on a VC-10 would have been just as good for me. I would have been just as content with that. I don't know that there's anywhere in the UK today where they still have a VC-10 available for taxi. I don't know that they were doing it at another airfield as well. I can't remember the name of it, but I don't think it's happening anymore. I flew Air Canada TriStars, Air Transat TriStars, Eastern Airlines TriStars. I even flew Air Atlanta Icelandic TriStar from London Gatwick to Lanzarote in '97. So I've had quite a few TriStar rides. And Delta. Yeah, so I'm good for TriStars. But my goodness, the VC-10. 4 Conway engines, fabulous, solidly built British aircraft, dream airplane. So Glenn's Aviation, Saudi, Gulf Air, BAAC, Buia, all had them. Yeah, Eastern, TWA. Yeah, there's quite a few of them that were around. If you grew up in Canada in the 70s, you would have probably had a TriStar ride at some point. And then Air Canada reactivated them in the early 90s. They had retired them, and then they brought them back for about, 3 or 4 years? Something like that.
34%. Watching it carefully. He's rolling long. I flew an Air Transat TriStar from Vancouver to Toronto. When was that? About 98 or 99? Something like that. Quite a long time ago. Royal had them as well, indeed. Yeah, if we're talking old lovelies, let's remember the CVDC-8s, yeah? I flew them. Shorts and stretches. Vancouver to Hawaii, Vancouver to Toronto. Yeah. Yeah, they were nice. I remember the stretched EC8 on one particular turbulent flight coming back from Hawaii to Vancouver. We were seated in the back, and I remember seeing, you could see the fuselage flex and wobble and contort with the turbulence. If you were seated at the back, you could actually see the flex of the fuselage, which was amazing. Here we have a SOG 340 of Pacific Coastal. Batteries at 40%. Yeah. A310. Have I flown the A310? Yes, I have. What the heck airline was that? Who did I fly the A310 with? Oh, of course, Air Transat. They used to do a Christmas flight, Santa Claus flight out of Vancouver to go up and view Saint Nick in the reindeers. It was a children's flight, and I got on that one year. That was a Air Transat A310. So I had that flight on Transat A310. And what other airlines? I have had other A310 flights as well. I'm trying to remember. I have to dust off the logbook. What else? I'm just trying to remember what other A310s I flew. Oh, Swissair, of course. Zurich, Athens, Zurich. In '94, I flew on the A310. And I did several trips to Athens in the 90s, and often it was on Swissair A310s out of Zurich. So I do have a number of Swissair A310 rides. I even have an Olympic Airways A300 ride. Olympic Airways 737-200. Between Athens and Larnaca, mid-90s. Batteries at 37%. What's happening here? We're almost invisible. All you can see are the yellow engines and the yellow tail detail. Northern Lights color scheme. You can zoom in on that. See the Northern Lights depicted on the fuselage there. It's a bit different, isn't it? It's a nice scheme, though. Yeah. Yeah, the 727. It's long gone, unfortunately. I mean, there's a few still floating around, but not many. Cargo birds, I think, in the States. Where else did I see a 727? You know where I saw a 727? When I was in Istanbul last week, I went out to the old Ataturk airport. And they still use it for VIP flights and government flights. And there was a 727 at the old Ataturk airport with winglets. I don't know whose it was. I mean, it was too far away. I couldn't identify it with the naked eye. But yeah, I actually saw a 727 last week. So yeah, they're around, but not very many. Yeah, engine from Glasgow to Gatwick on a BAC 111. That's nice. I had the same engine seat on my BAC 111 flight. That was Bryman. I flew with Bryman, which is operating for British Airways between Manchester. Yeah, that was between no, I'm sorry, it was Birmingham. I flew from Birmingham to Belfast on on Bryman Airways, and when was that? Summer of '96. Birmingham to Belfast. Yeah, that was fabulous. Nice and loud. BCAL is good too, though. Glenn's Aviation was lucky to have a BCAL flight, 111. And yeah, TU-154. I'm pretty good with TU-154s, actually. Malev, CSA, Air Koryo in North Korea, and Belavia. So I've got a fair number of TU-154 flights under the belt. It's a nice airplane to fly in. It's a nice stable airplane. Good sound characteristics. Nice and loud, and I love those three engines roaring to life. Yeah, I can't do it right now, but there's a distinct sound of those engines starting. Just love it. Summer of '96. Yeah. Bad Bryan Adams cover. Dublin to Vancouver flights. Well, Air Canada did operate summer flights, but from Vancouver to Dublin. So I'm not sure that they're running them right now. It might have stopped, but it was a summertime thing this past summer. So yeah, that's a good one. Vancouver, Dublin, Air Canada. And Simon Webb flew to Bulgaria in '84 in a 154. Okay, so that must have been on Balkan. Yeah, Balkan, Malev, CSA, all the Eastern Bloc carriers, most of them I should say, Tarom. They all, a lot Polish. They all had, the Soviet typeset for their airlines. IL-62, 54, 34, and then the props, AN-24, IL-18s. They all got the full meal deal pretty much from the Soviet builders of the 60s and 70s. I flew on, Malev 134 as well, a couple flights between Budapest and Prague. I'm
miss my Soviet types. Oh yeah, oh look at that. That was nice. That was a nice view, actually. That is a very nice view here. A lot going on in the frame. A lot going on in the frame. That's very cool. Golden oldies. Yeah, thank you, Chester Mike, for putting in my Jetflix link there. But yeah, if you're interested in golden oldies and Tupolevs and old 4-engine jetliners from days past, do check out my Jetflix TV channel here on YouTube. I've actually had the channel going for 15 years, maybe. So I've got a lot of teaser content up there. And yeah, lots of videos. Lots of old golden oldies, including my trips of decades ago. Thank you for posting that, Chester Mike. I appreciate it. We're just kind of waiting, biting our nails here, waiting for the next movement, but I'm comfortable. At least I'm getting to chat with you guys. And Glenn's Aviation says the first plane I went on was a 748 and then a Viscount of British Airways. Okay, well those are great types. I actually came over to England in summer of '96 because a friend of mine worked for Reed Aviation in Coventry, a very good friend of mine, and he organized my my Viscount 800 flight with Parcel Force and also my Vanguard flight from Belfast, Nuts Corner, back to Coventry. So yeah, that was a great visit, summer of '96 visit to England. I got to fly in a 111, Viscount 800, Vanguard, ATP, a Manx ATP. What else did I fly on? Yeah, it was good. Very grateful to get all those British types, which are now not so easy to get, or impossible, pretty much. Obviously, there's no more operational Viscounts or Vanguards on the planet. Saab 2000s are pretty much, well, there's some of those around. ATP, can you get an ATP flight, passenger flight? Not so sure about that. Don't think there are any airlines operating ATPs. Maybe in Sweden? They used to have Saab 2000s. There's our Narita. Enthusiasts coming and going here. A lot of enthusiasts. Going backwards. Yeah, as you guys can tell, I love British airliners, classic British airliners. Well, growing up in Canada, we had them, right? Canada was pretty much aligned with the British manufacturers. Air Canada was, anyhow, in the 50s and 60s. Certainly with the Viscounts and the Vanguards, with Air Canada. Yeah, the flying on the Viscount was just a treat. Lovely aircraft, so smooth. I loved the windows. Just, yeah, I flew Air Canada Viscounts between Toronto and Ottawa as a kid. So having the memories of my childhood Viscount flights, I was able to have that flight in '96. So, on the Viscount, on the Parcel Force Viscount. That was my one and only Viscount 800 ride. It's interesting that Belfast has two airports. The bigger airport and the smaller airport. Nuts Corner, city centre. Or is my memory failing me? Yeah, no, Belfast has, that's right, two airports. Nuts Corner is the city centre airport. Okay, well, if we can have 400 likes, that would be appreciated. We've got a lander coming in. What is it? It's a Westjet 709 from Toronto. So we can just move the camera around for that. Pull back a little bit as we move the camera into position and tighten it up. There we go. Battery's at 26%, so we're getting close here, guys, to a battery change. We're obviously not getting the duration on the batteries like we did when it was boiling hot. To be expected, though. Several trips to Bryce Norton just to hang out on the road there and film the VC-10s, and I loved it. I just loved it. One was that 2011, 2012. I think that's when it was when they retired the VC-10. So yeah, as I say, I did like 2 or 3 trips to Bryce Norton and just camped out there right by the road and the hill. And of course the L1011s were in the circuit too. Lots of L1011 action back then. It was good. It was really good. I'm glad I did it. Very grateful I did it too. So at least I saw it and filmed quite a bit of VC-10 action. CRJ. Or is this a BizJet? I mean, this is a BizJet. No, or is it a CRJ? I don't know. BizJet. It's a BizJet. Battery's 24%. End registry on the BizJet. Mike Tango, buckets. Okay, we've got another large kind of jet, I think, on approach. Let's have a look and see what it is. It's from Calgary. It's a flare. It's 37 from, yeah, it was a greaser shot. Yeah, I haven't done any plane spotting at Gatwick for a very long time.
probably not since the mid-'80s. But I have done plane spotting at Gatwick. A friend of mine worked at the airport, and he organized for me to get onto the roof of Gatwick Airport with my slide camera. And I remember Canadian Forces 707s were coming in, and I got nice shots of a Canadian Forces 707 from the roof of Gatwick Airport. It was, when was that? Summer of 84 and 85. I was there 2 summers in a row, summer of 84 and 85, and both years I did spotting at Gatwick Airport. But getting out on the roof was really a treat. I like the color scheme on the flare. It's looking different, isn't it? Oh, this is the new colors. Yeah, this is the new colors. They have so many. I think they have quite a few varieties out there, but this is the newer of the lot. Batteries at 22%. The Korean cargo taxied off stand. So yeah, batteries at 22%, guys. Upper Hayford, I'd love to do it. Unfortunately, I've never been to Upper Hayford, Mark. Would love to. And we've got Jeff Bezos is back. Yeah, they had a cockpit on the roof of Gatwick. What was that? Was that a Herald, maybe? Might have been a Dart Herald, parts of a Herald. Yeah, but Upper Hayford, I'd love to go there. And what's the other base? The transport base where they get a lot of U.S. Air Force B-52s and KC-135s. Is that Upper Hayford? Maybe it is. But Mark says it's closed. Fairford, yeah. But there was another one where they had heavy transports. A lot of KC-135s based in the UK. Batteries at 21%. So pretty soon I'll do the battery change. So we don't have a catastrophic bleed off of the battery. What's going on here, guys? That looks strange. Oh, it looks like the cowling is open. I thought they were doing a maintenance. No, they've got just a portion of the cowling is painted black. So it looks weird, but it's actually good. It's an illusion, basically. Yeah. Concorde. I never had a Concorde flight. Yeah, Lakenheath. Yes, that's the place. Yeah, Lakenheath. That's the place to go to. But then Mike says Fairford is the one that gets the B-52, B-2E. Okay. So where do they get the KC-135s? Is that Mildenhall? It must be Mildenhall. Batteries at 19%. I think we can do one lander here. One lander, then we'll do the battery change. Nice stuff, Aeromexico. Crunching down on the oleos there, squatting down onto the runway. After 5 hours in the air from Mexico City. Very nice. So I think we should do the battery change right now, just because I don't want to have an issue. But there's something wonky out there. What is that? Oh, that's the flare. Okay, I was curious as to what that was, but it is flare.
let's just do the battery change and get it out of our system. So I'll just do a countdown here, ladies and gentlemen, while I just bear with me. Okay, so here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to turn the camera off, change the battery, and I'll be back in just a second. Hang on. I'm back, folks. Thanks for that. Did the battery change? Okay, I'm getting proficient at that. Kind of. Oh, we have a beach, another Pacific coastal just alighted before us. Nothing too earth-shattering. There it is. It's our Pacific coastal. Set up here a little bit with the camera being back on the tripod. Okay, and here's the Air Canada taxiing. You can figure out where that's going to easily enough. It's going to Hong Kong. It's the Air Canada Flight 7 to Hong Kong. I almost said Kai Tak. Moving in a different century. Yeah, look at the engine cowl. Isn't that funny? They've got the it's painted funny, isn't it? Different. Just the starboard side, not the port side. Oh, it's windy. Holy cadoodle. Very windy. I'm just glad I've got my jacket on. 2 o'clock. So we've got about another hour for our show. If you're wondering how long we're going to go for, it's about an hour. Lufthansa is due in roughly an hour from now, and that will be the final movement of our show. We're going to end on the Lufthansa. So if you're planning your evening or your afternoon and you're just wanting to know how long you might want to hang out with us, it's another hour. So for those of you that are here, I do appreciate it. There's 269 of you. And at this moment, I'm going to ask if those of you that are feeling a little bit generous might consider making a donation to the show. It'd be appreciated. If you could donate perhaps 1 unit of your currency, your home country currency. Ooh, look at that. So if you could donate £1 or $1 or a lira or a euro, that would be just a dollar would help. Every dollar, every penny helps. So again, if you're watching the show and you're enjoying it, you can hit that dollar. There's a currency. I think there's a dollar symbol, and that's how
very much for the £5. That is very generous of you because you've already donated earlier in the show, Joan. So thank you so much. That is very, very kind of you. Thank you. And Owen Flemo gifted 1 Airliners Live membership. So many thanks to Owen and Joan. Thank you guys very much. Definitely appreciate it. And Buza, thank you very much for your £3 donation. It really does help. Here in Canada, our Wi-Fi and cellular costs are very expensive, especially compared to the UK. So your donations help go towards our costs. And not to mention, we had quite significant equipment costs in setting up here. Geez, it was almost $10,000. So it's not a small undertaking to do a live stream to the quality that we strive to provide here at Airliners Live. So we do have the best equipment, and we do have to maintain the equipment. There's always something that needs to, not always, but we do have repairs that need to be done, and our longtime viewers know the challenges that are involved in putting on a show like this. So, and they do require financial backing, and it is the backing of our viewers that we are grateful for and that we rely on. So we do appreciate it. So that's why we do have to. I'm delinquent in that I should be asking for donations every hour, but it's just kind of a personality thing that I have to motivate myself and push myself to do that. So I don't like doing it, but it's something that we do need to do. So I do apologize for that, but those of you that can support us, we appreciate it. So thank you very much, Matt Smith, for gifting 1 Airliners Live membership. And Owen Merrick, thank you for your $5 Canadian donation. Canadian funds, very much welcome. Thank you very much, Owen. And I like your RCAF roundel. I think I've mentioned that before. Like the RCAF roundel. Graham Lavers, welcome to Premium Economy. Thank you for your support, Graham. Yeah. Mike Hall, thank you so much for your £1.99 donation. I really appreciate that. Thank you all of you guys, for the nice little flurry of donations here. And Martin Davidson, glad you enjoyed the show. Martin says, great show, Henry. And Martin, thank you very much for the £5 donation. Mega appreciate that. Matt Smith, oh yeah, Matt, you did gift 1 Airliners Live membership. Make sure I didn't forget that. And Tom and Ann, thank you, Tom and Ann. You guys are always very kind supporters and viewers. We appreciate that. Thanks so much, Tom and Ann, for gifting 1 Airliners Live membership. Thank you. Thank you guys for that nice flurry of donations. I really appreciate that. We all appreciate it. This looks good. This looks nice, doesn't it? Classic airliner. I haven't run the ATC radio just because it's kind of windy, and I figured, well, I've been away, so I've got enough. I can kind of keep the ball going with my own voice. So hope you guys don't mind. I might turn the radio on in a bit, but for now I'm okay, just chatting with you guys. We're lucky that we have the 767-300 coming into YVR. It's our only 767 operator into the airport, JAL. It's a daily occurrence from Narita to YVR. Quick flight too, it's only about 8 hours.
Well, let's put it this way. If Henry Tenby's sitting in the economy section, it's about a 10-hour flight. If Henry Tenby's in the business class section, it's about an 8-hour and 15-minute flight. That's kind of how it works. Okay, we've got something setting up on approach. What the heck is it? It's the Westjet from Toronto. It's a MAX 737-800. It's the Westjet 711. So I'll just move the camera around to the approach end of the field. We'll zoom in on our Westjet. There it is. Look at this! Look at the snow on the mountains in the background there, Baker, etc. Major dustings of snow. You could see them quite clearly. That range of mountains is covered in snow. Hey, Kevin D. In Amsterdam, we had good fun. I think you enjoyed the show immensely. It was just great. We had good fun. So it was nice to meet you in person, Kevin D. And Kevin, thank you very much for gifting 10 Airliners Live memberships. It's very generous and awesome, and we all appreciate your support. We appreciate everybody's support. And Kevin, thank you so much for the 10 Airliners Live gifted memberships. Thank you so much, Kevin, and great to see you in Amsterdam. And maybe I'll see you in Amsterdam in February, if you can make it over. That would be awesome too. How much longer will we have the 767 for? It's a good question. I was surprised, actually, given the amount of 767 action there is over in Europe. I guess, well, it's mostly all with Delta Airlines, but Delta Airlines has quite a 767 presence into various airports of Europe. So, I don't know. Matt Smith says, TUI have a pair, a couple more months only. Okay. Well, for passenger flights, I know Delta has quite a few 767s on strength into Heathrow too. So, oh, crikey, I almost missed it. Of Vancouver, I'm not. Oh, what is this? What the wide world of sports? Oh, Westjet. Sorry. Saab 340 in Westjet colors. Looks good. Very nice. We do have something else on approach. I see lights. I see lights on the end of the approach there. Let me see what it is. It is none other than a Air Canada A320 coming from Edmonton. It's the Air Canada flight 7. It's Air Canada Jets, which is the charter division of Air Canada. So they do the sports team charters. So it's Air Canada Jets A320 coming from Edmonton. So it's got a sports team on board. By the way,
that's kind of news that I forgot to tell you. Air Canada Jets has introduced a new all-black fuselage color scheme, which looks fantastic. This is not one of them, unfortunately, but they'll be painting their aircraft kind of like the was that the Raptor scheme that was all black on a 320? Well, this is going to be the same kind of scheme, but without the Raptors logo. Yeah, bog standard Air Canada colors. Not even Jets titles. Oh well. C'est la vie. The windows, though. Shades down for landing. It's different. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. Yeah, you guys are rock stars too. I mean, a lot of you viewers are the regular viewers of the show, and I do appreciate your putting in the time and hanging out with me here on this Saturday YVR. You're watching the Airliners Live show, by the way. For those of you that are just tuning in, this is the Airliners Live show at YVR, Vancouver International Airport in Vancouver, BC, Canada. My name is Henry Tenby. I'm the resident Av Geek, one of the senior Av Geeks on the field. I've got spotting credentials taking me back to the summer of 1967 here on the field. So yeah, hope you're enjoying the show. Westjet climbing into the Stratus. Okay. JAL will be rolling thunder any moment. Let's see where they are. Yeah, JAL is turning on to the active like now. So we'll be able to catch them rotating right here very shortly. Camera's all ready to pounce. When did I last see a DC-8? Asks Simon Webb. It's a good question. Yes, but I have the answer. The last DC-8 I saw was when I filmed the ATI, Air Transport International DC-8-62. I had a contact with ATI, and I spent 3 days filming their DC-8 operation, their DC-8-62 operation in California. 2012, I think. Excuse me. I believe it was 2012, and I filmed it extensively. You can see some of the DVDs that have been digitized, and they are now streaming on my Jetflix TV streaming platform. And there's also DC-8-62 video clips, quite a few of them on my YouTube channel. So if you'd like to relive the sights and sounds of the DC-8-62, filmed both on board, in the flight deck, passenger cabin, outside, even with the GoPros, we did engine runs with the GoPros attached to the aircraft, with the aircraft taxiing and, the throttles being taken up, and it's fantastic. It was ATI rolled out the red carpet for me on that. I was very grateful. So I think I did one of the most extensive filmings of the DC-8-62 that ever was done. I don't know of anybody who did a more extensive filming of the DC-8-62 than myself, so I do have to pat myself on the back for that. Yikes, look at that. Crikey. I chased the classic airliners, and I got lucky with ATI. They allowed me to film the ooh, that was cool. They let me film the operation with great access, onboard cameras, and flight deck, the whole 9 yards. So ooh, we've got something landing, and it looks big. It is big. It's coming from Hong Kong. It's the Air Canada Flight 8, and it's a Dreamliner. But yeah, so that was my last DC-8 experience and sighting. Look at this, look at this. Oh, this is nice. Look at this, look at this. El Magnificent. Really good. That was very nice. I'll let it taxi a bit closer in. So I can let it taxi a bit closer in. Yeah. Okay, so Philly Gang says the Lufthansa is 40 minutes out. That's interesting. Somebody's mentioning Frankfurt to Miami 96. Maybe you mean 747. Yeah. Paper maps. 3-man crew. Got windy-ish. Kind of got windy. There's our Air Canada. It's a lens flare. It's because of the light shining right into the camera, unfortunately. Yikes. I can't. There you go.
to Eastern Canada, Toronto or Ottawa, I guess. See the Saudi airline rebrand, but I did see the Air India rebrand, and I think that's quite nice. I think it's an improvement. I'll have to check the Saudi Arabian rebrand, see what I think of that. Back to terra firma. There we go. I think we'll get some nice traffic here at the end, though. So this is the final 30 minutes of our show, basically. We'll go until the Lufty arrives. And, okay, Matt sent me a picture of the Saudi rebrand, and it's essentially, it's the old 1980s scheme, basically, or the 1970s scheme, what they've brought back. It's not really a rebrand, it's a... Yeah, it is a rebrand, but they're actually going back to their old scheme, which is kind of nut for the most part. So that's not too bad. It's classic. I think I like it better than their current cream scheme. I guess you had cream-colored scheme with the blue tail. So yeah, it's okay. It's okay. But if you guys have a look at the Air India rebranding, I think that's really quite exceptional. I mean, obviously everybody has different tastes when it comes to these kinds of things, but I do like the Air India. It's kind of how would I describe it? There's a lot of details on it. There's a lot of extra squiggles, I guess, something like that. But it looks good. Colorful. So I'll look forward to seeing Air India rebrand into Vancouver. That would be nice. Okay, so Matt says he and Martin caught it on the first flight to Manchester. Wow. Okay, well, Glenn's Love, thanks very much for showing up. Glenn's Aviation Love, it was good chatting with you. Hope you'll be back at another one of our shows, be it this show or the Manchester show or John Fezza's Flight Sim. Thanks for tuning in. And yeah, we're just kind of waiting here for action. So this is the final kind of half hour of our show. And speak of the devil, look who just pushed back. Speak of the devil. Air India. Not the rebrand. This is the bog standard scheme. our very eyes. That's me touching the tripod. Every time I touch the tripod, it just gives it a bit of a shake. Shimmy, shimmy, shake. This isn't a bad scheme either, mind you. But the new scheme is better than this. The Air India new scheme is definitely better than this, in my opinion. So, Swissport's ground handler here for Air India, as you guys can see. Just doing the disconnection. We've got a Delta Embraer landing, but I think I'm just going to hold it on the Air India. Maybe not, I don't know. We'll see if I change my mind here. I don't know. Just don't know. I'm indecisive. Okay, we'll do the landing and we'll come right back to Air India. It won't take too long. Okay, back to Air India. Back to Air India. Guess they're going to start taxiing any second. There you go, 2 for 1. 2 for 1. Our next arrival is the Al Nippon Dreamliner from Tokyo Haneda. It's arriving in 2 minutes, so that's going to be nice. I always love to see the Japanese aircraft here. I'm a big fan of Japanese aviation. Too bad we don't have any Japanese viewers. You guys are talking about Singapore Airlines. Dream flights. My dream flight is an A380 ride, actually. I've never been on an A380. I wouldn't mind sitting upstairs in a nice, comfy, large seat with a bed. That would be good. Okay, I'm scouring the horizon for ANA, and I've just established visual contact with the aircraft. So I'm hoping this Air India can bust a move, and then we're going to get the AirNet. If this Air India does not move, I'm going to put the camera onto Al Nippon, because that is obviously going to take priority. So I'm just going to have to wait and see. Have a shower at 35,000 feet. Yeah, 20-minute hot shower. I don't think so. There we go. Okay. We're going to move the camera around for Al Nippon right now, because it's looking nice. There it is. Oh yeah. Look at that. Look at that. See the snow in the mountains there? Looks good, doesn't it?
Nice and crisp. Beautiful. Oh yeah, spoilers on command. Lovely. That is nice stuff. Beautiful landing. Oh, special titles. ANA's 50th 787. Nice stuff. Some squeaky brakes for us. That's my lens flare because the sun is right into the camera. But that's just a natural phenomena that exists in certain lens configurations. It just depends how the light hits the lens. I like how the flaps go down. That's very cool. That was nice. That was just choice. Wow, we've got Korean pushing back. They've pushed back, actually. Then we've got a Calgary Westjet on arrival. And we've got a Dublin, Air Canada Dublin, Vancouver on arrival in about 3 minutes. Or 5 minutes. Yeah, Air Canada 805 from Dublin is going to be arriving. Speak of the devil. Somebody was asking about that. So there's the ANA. They're taking their time because I think Korean is maybe blocking their access. So I think, yeah, ANA is just going to hang out and chill until Korean can vacate the ramp area there. I believe that's what the situation is. So Aiden Witness says he flew JAL business class. It was very good, but also okay in economy. Okay, well, I can imagine. I can imagine the economy would also be a very good product. Okay, let's get this Westjet inbound from Calgary. Let's do it. There we go. Okay, so Al Nippon is taxing. Let's see how they're going to do this. Nose to nose. Let's see how this works out. Should work. Yeah, they're going to go on the other side. And meanwhile, meeting of the Dreamliners. Korean should start to taxi here in just a second. But it's nice we got two Dreamliners right beside each other. Okay, well, they're not taxing, so we're gonna follow the ANA for the time being. As it makes the turn. The wind has calmed down a little bit, so maybe I'll turn on the radio, see if we can actually hear anything. Not bad.
the heavy is none other than our Dublin, our Air Canada 805. So here's the Air Canada Dublin. Doesn't like to focus. Well, there, did it. Love the snow in the background. The puffy clouds.
Giving way to a Canada Dreamliner that's southbound on Juliet. Caution, jet blast once out of the way. You can push your discretion. I'll give way to Korean Air. We'll push back once cleared. What's that in? Air 072, you can contact ground 121.7.
Nice. Beautiful.
Give way to the Westjet 737 at Hotel. Taxi Hotel Delta Delta 7.
chill until the Lufthansa comes in. Battery check, 36%. It may not last until the end. I'll let it sit for a little bit here. Just, I don't know. thinking about, do we change the battery now? I'll just turn this off for a second. Turn that off. Give me a bit of a break. Yeah. Yeah, it's 35%. So we do have plenty of power for now. I can let it ride down a little bit beyond that, but it might be quiet between now and the time the Lufthansa comes. So I'm just thinking of what else I can tell you guys. Well, let's see. Okay, there we go. Chester Mike, thanks for posting the February 2024 Amsterdam Aviation Fair link. I appreciate that. So again, they're expecting a big show. I think like 300 to 400 tables. Pretty much everybody, I think, that was at this show with plans to be at the next show. So it's a fun time. It's a fun time. Everybody thoroughly enjoys it. And this time it's going to be there. Because it's a one-day show, it's not a two-day show, they're going to have it at the convention room, or the ballroom, of the Van der Valk Hotel. The Van der Valk Schiphol Hotel is where they're going to have the show. So if you're like myself, from out of town, traveling to Amsterdam, you can book a good rate. I mean, that's a good hotel. The Van der Valk Hotel is fantastic. The room rate includes possibly one of the best breakfast buffets you'll ever have. Unbelievably wide selection of food for the breakfast. I mean, they've got the Dutch pancakes with the stroop, which I love. They've got an omelet station. They've got, eggs and omelets. They've got hot cereals, they've got the yogurts, they've got the sliced meats, cheeses, hash browns, beans, Dutch pancakes and regular pancakes. Oh, your sliced meats, your sliced deli meats, fantastic cheeses actually, great breads, the desserts, I mean, like stuff like profiterole, just beautiful Dutch pastries, a wide assortment of juices. What have I forgotten? Nothing really, but it was good. Oh my goodness! Oh, fresh fruit, all kinds of pineapple and strawberries and berries and all kinds of melons, all kinds of nice fruit. It's a lovely buffet breakfast at the Van der Valk. Just the breakfast is worth going to Amsterdam for. So if you can get to stay at the Van der Valk Hotel and have an airline show, or aviation collectible show, it's a no-brainer. And because it's in February, the room rates are about half of what we just paid. So, and that includes the breakfast. So it is a pretty good deal. I think it's around 110 euros for the night, including breakfast for 2 people. So, everything's expensive now. Now that the pandemic has passed, the whole world's decided to boost the prices on everything. So, given that we're in this boost price mode worldwide, it's a good deal. It's fair. So, I recommend it. And I look forward to seeing those of you that can attend. As I say, this past show, I had the opportunity to meet Kevin D, who came over, had a good visit, and it's going to be fun. Definitely it'll be fun, so highly looking forward to going. Paula says she'll go, and Niels will be there. Martin Davidson got hungry, and yeah, Rachel D. Hopefully even Andy and Martin will come over too. They should have a table to promote Airliners Live at the Amsterdam Fair. That would be a great publicity
opportunity as well. So who knows? Maybe even Airliners Live will have a table there. I'll work on Andy on Martin on that. So lots of opportunities. It's going to be fun, and it'll be colder. So if it's not raining, of course one can still do spotting at the Polderbahn location, and then there's the McDonald's location on the north side of the field by the Ibis Budget Hotel, and the bus station. There's a McDonald's, and they have a nice viewing area. Well, it's just basically kind of like what we have right now, just looking out over the runway. It's pretty good, and at least you can sit in the McDonald's, in the warmth of the McDonald's, and have a coffee or hot chocolate and watch the airplanes. It's very, very civilized. The Dutch, like the British, have got plane spotting down to a T. Ooh, hang on. I missed it. Korean. Battery's at 29%. Off to Seoul. Now, so I got too excited talking about the buffet breakfast. There we go. Where were we? We were on the JAL, or on the Al Nippon, I should say. Al Nippon is right about there. Yeah, so that's going to be fun. Yeah, Tom and Ann, if you guys can attend too, that would be great. It's the Sunday is the show, so if you come over a few days early, you have a nice visit to Amsterdam. So it's not just the show. You can combine it with having a nice visit to the city center of Amsterdam, or that's what I would recommend. I guess you could also combine it with some other place in Belgium or the Netherlands, Antwerp, The Hague, Rotterdam. But Amsterdam itself is a great city. It's a great walking city. The old city of Amsterdam with the canals. Easy to get to and from city center, from the airport. There's a bus. What's the number? I can't remember. N95. Anyhow, you can buy a day pass. It's not cheap. How much was it? I think it was about 17 euros for unlimited bus for the day. But okay, so that's your round trip from the airport to the city center and back. London. In London, you're going to pay £5 each way, right, to get to and from the city center. That's £10. So, and then if you take a few tube rides within the city of London, you're going to be up to that same amount. So I think no matter what city you go to, if you want to have kind of unlimited travel, or get around the city center, and perhaps with a visit to it, visiting from the airport location, you're going to pay 15 euros, 20 euros, 15 pounds, somewhere in that region. It's kind of par for the course, I think, unless you're staying many days, like 5 days, and you buy a pass that's good for a longer duration. So what would it cost from one side of the airport to the other? Okay, well, Ubers in Amsterdam, yeah, that's the thing. The Amsterdam airport is massive. I once paid 50 euros for a one-way Uber to take me from the north side. I was staying at the Ibis, and it took me over to, when I arrived, I booked at the Ibis, but for the show, I was staying at the Van der Valk, so I had my bags with me, and I just said, no, I don't want to mess around, so I just called an Uber to take me from the Ibis to the Van der Valk, and it was very close to 50 euros for the one-way trip. That was expensive. I think from one side of the airport to the other, it might be 20 euros. I'm just thinking that it could be in that region. But if you don't have bags, then you're probably going to want to use the bus. The buses are pretty good, right? They'll take you all around the airport, and it's about, how much is it? 5 euros, I think, is the cost to ride the bus in Amsterdam one way. Almost 5 euros. So you're looking at, if you're just going to hang around the airport and take a few bus rides, it's probably going to still be 10 or 15 euros, I think. Something like that. Yeah, the model shop, the Luftvaart hobby shop, or the Aviation megastore, I'm not sure if they're closed on Sundays. Probably not, because they do a big business and a lot of people are not working on the weekends. So I think the Luftvaart hobby shop is open on the weekends. And I definitely visit. I spent, I went there a few times on this particular trip and spent several hours there. I'm an aircraft display model builder and collector, so I always go through their decals or decals, and that's something that I like to do, and that takes time. I like looking at all their modeling supplies, and they've got a huge selection of books there. Biggest numbers of books. So aviation books. The Dutch publish. They're like the British. I think they might even have the English beat with the number of aviation titles. Huge volumes of books published. So it's a great shop to visit. Aviation megastore in Amsterdam. It's a destination in its own right. So there's a lot to see and do for the Av Geek. Oh, the other thing in Amsterdam to do, you want to visit the Corendon Hotel and visit their 747. But even better than the 747 is go to their rooftop sky bar. It's fabulous. Terrific view of the airport. It's warm, it's comfy, and you can spend hours there. You can't. You have to wait till they open it. You have to check the hours. I think it might not open till 5 o'clock, but the sky bar at the Corendon Hotel, Corcadon, or whatever they call it, Corcadon. It's a good place to visit. Great view of the airport. Okay, we've got a heavy coming in now. Hang on a second. Just move the camera around. 23% on the battery. Well, it's not a heavy. We've got a Westjet from Vancouver, from Los Angeles, followed by Air Canada A380 from San Francisco, followed by another porter from Toronto. So those are our three next arrivals, and the battery's at 23%. Westjet. Yeah, so a lot to do in Amsterdam if you're an Av Geek. Skybar Amsterdam. It's wonderful. Okay, the 747 is 8 minutes out, and we've got 21% on the battery, so I think I'm going to do the battery change just kind of right now, because because it's safe. So we're going to play it safe. So let's just do that. I've got the... Give me a second here. We'll do our countdown, our standard operating procedure countdown in a second. Okay, so I'll just do the countdown. We'll change the battery here. So, okay, here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I'll just do the battery change right now. I'll be back in 1 second. That's good. Good timing. Okay. We've got a lander here. Adjusting my tripod. Okay. What's next? What's next is the Porter, followed by the 747. So yeah, Porter. Okay, I'll turn the radio on as well. Do the radios. Okay, Lufthansa's next, guys. Let's get it.
Victor, hold short, hotel, over to ground, 2-1. Ground 10, report 337. Roger, United 1449, ground, runway 26 left, altimeter 3005, taxi Juliet Alpha. Juliet, hold short, Lima. Juliet Alpha, Juliet, short, Lima for 26 left, United 1449. True. Tower Canada 113, ILS, runway 26 right. Yeah, 113, Vancouver Tower, caution, turbulence, number 2, heavy 747, traffic short 5. 1270.
did it. We bit it. What can I say? We did it. Thank you very much, Paula. Glad you liked it. Karen, Chester Mike, Rachel D, Loopy, Martin. I'd like to thank all of the diehards for sticking it out to the very end with me. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Well, I'm just going to check to see we don't have anything impressive that's shortly going to arrive. I see 2 Q400s. That's nothing serious. Want to make sure we don't have anything mega impressive, which we don't. So, hang on a second. Oh, boy, yeah. See, maybe where shall I stand? Maybe I'll stand right here. Something like that. Okay. Well, everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with me here at YVR. This has been the Airliners Live show. My name is Henry Tenby. It was good fun. We've been here streaming for 3 hours, and a lot of you, at least 200 of you, stuck it out right to the bitter end. So I do thank you all for that. I'd like to thank everybody for their donations. And if I missed your donation, please do forgive me. I do thank you very much for your donation. If I did not read it, my sincere apologies, but it is just as much appreciated as all the other donations. So thank you so very much, Q400, and look forward to seeing everybody next week. And of course, we've got the Airliners Live Super Sunday show tomorrow, Manchester show tomorrow. Beautiful day here in Vancouver. Don't know how long this weather will last for, but we'll be out here bringing the shows to you as weather allows. So thanks again for watching, everybody. Have a good evening if you're watching in the UK. Good afternoon if you're watching in North America. And thanks for tuning in. We'll see everybody next week. Thanks a lot, guys. All the best. Take care.